You're awesome. I don't know if Esther can hear me, but obviously Abraham's awesome, but you're awesome. I wish I could channel the way you do. So I spent my whole life looking for...
You are, because you just channeled Jerry.
That was one of my questions.
Yeah.
That was one of my questions.
Yeah. He thinks she's awesome.
And I know why. So I spent a lot of years, decades, looking for my Jerry, my girl, right?
Yeah.
And she's here with me now.
Yeah.
And we've been together like 8 years, and we do a lot of manifesting together.
Yeah.
And we're like, did you manifest that, or did I manifest that?
Collectively.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was my great idea. No, it was my great idea. Yeah.
Exactly. So my question is this something that we can build on? Is there more power in two of us doing that? And then next.
No. Who said of course? It's all right. But we really want to clarify that, because that's a flawed premise. There's not more power because there are two of you, because you all have access to the energy that creates worlds. So you don't need to gang up to make things happen. But when you are positive catalysts to alignment for one another, it feeds and builds. It's easier to keep the momentum going. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't expect that answer. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're always surprising me. Nobody can stump you. And then my other question was, now when I transition and she's still here, or she transitions and I'm still here, are we separated forever?
Not separated at all.
And
Esther said to us after Jerry made his transition, in a moment of fitful distress, I can't find him. And once she settled down a little bit, we said, that's because you keep looking for him where he was instead of where he is. In other words, the relationship is different. It's bigger. It's more. It's constant. Yeah.
Yeah. So when we're both transitioned, we'll still be together, and we might come back together, or we might not.
Oh, neither of you ever want to see each other again. No. Relationships are eternal. There's that.
So your relationship with Jerry is still your relationship with Jerry. There's nobody can replace him.
Well, the thing is, Esther was thinking this morning that some memories are fading. And some might think, oh, and we think, yay. Because they're being replaced with what is present tense. It might have been the only thing that could have happened to Esther that made her realize that what she thinks of as present tense is old news. You're creators, and creators must create. That's why Taylor Swift keeps writing a new song. In other words, you'd think there'd be enough. You'd think there'd be enough of those great songs, but there's not ever going to be enough. There's always going to be another one, and another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. And her Eras tour is connecting with people who remember that song and what they were doing, and that song and what they were doing, and that song and what they were doing, and that song and what they were doing. But she's still writing new songs. So you always are reaching into the more, into the new.
Always creating, always trying to keep it new.
Esther writes with Jerry every day, and she gets her computer out, and she's always sort of wants to describe what's happening, and then she laughs because she knows that she doesn't have to describe what's happening. She doesn't have to describe what's happening because there isn't anything that's happening that he isn't completely up to speed with. But you see, you got to understand, that's not just unique to Jerry and Esther. That's unique to everyone who has ever been present. That's what's going on with everyone who's ever been physical. That's why the scientists that were involved in that are still involved in the evolution of that. That's why there's enthusiasm for everything that everyone is doing, because you are the leading edge. And the non-physical energy that is pure positive energy is focused upon you out here on the leading edge. So your life experiences and your willingness to explore contrast causes you to ask the new questions. And as you ask the new questions, then new answers come. And that's what puts the eternity in eternalness. or the eternalness in eternity. Yeah.
So good, so good.
Enough?
Yes, thank you so much.
Very good. Very good.
This is a big day for me. Thank you so much. I love you very much. Thank you. I had more to say, but I can't get it out. I'm going to ask this question because I think it actually is part of a more personal question. Anyway, so I was on Netflix and I watched Moneyball, and my question was, he was able to create and do what seems like the impossible, to turn this losing team into a more national record-winning streak that they had going, right? But when he was offered the chance to be part of the Red Sox team and do what he did for this smaller team and make the most that any other coach had ever made, he made the choice not to do it. And then the team, the Red Sox team, ended up winning the championship the year later using his examples and his, teachings or whatever. And then he went back to this team that he wanted to do it with, and he never won the championship. And it made me think about my own creative process, and if I missed...
But the thing that's important to remember is that you can't get inside anybody else's vortex. And you don't know what he was going for. A teacher to the very core of his being, able to recognize cooperative components and follow the bliss of that. It's lovely that you're all banging around here together and that you can be examples for each other of things that you might want to do. We really like that about the way that you interface with each other. A lot of the things that you come to know that you want are because you've observed others in their exposure to them and in their experience of them. But you are absolutely individually unique in what you're asking for. And so it's not the best idea to take anybody as an example and try to figure it out and follow that example. That's what we mean when we say so many people are calibrating to other people instead of to their own vortex and to their own inner being. So what's your question?
Well, I thought that maybe he lost something when he went back to his team, and I thought that about my creative process. I thought I had lost something the past couple of years, and it wasn't until yesterday that I told my friend, I was like, I've been wanting to write my own monologue and do this thing, and I've been struggling for years, and it happened. Like, I wrote this great thing.
One day at a seminar, 2 people got in the hot seat on the same day and told different but similar stories. One was a young woman, she is an artist, and she had been living on the East Coast. And she had been becoming an artist for a long time, and she had a portfolio of her best works. And in her drive across the country, someone broke into her car, and they took everything out of her car, including all of this. And now, so she shows up in California, and she doesn't have anything to show, and she doesn't know what she's going to do because it feels like everything that she has created is gone. And we said, it hasn't got anything to do with those manifestations. It has to do with what's in your vortex. That's old news anyway. And then the same day, a man in his 60s had lost his financial empire. What am I going to do? I'm too old to start over. And we said, you're not starting over because everything that you've lived is in your vortex. And so all you've got to do now is find some way, somehow, to allow yourself to align with what's there. Cash in your vibrational chips, so to speak, you see. Nothing is lost. There is no regression. There isn't any going back. There is Kleenex.
Sorry.
There's no going back. You can't be less than life has caused you to become. But you can be out of sync with who you've become. You can be a vibrational match to what is instead of a vibrational match to what is. You can be a vibrational match to what you've allowed to turn to things, or you can be a vibrational match to what's in the process of becoming, but there is no regression. There is no going back. There is no losing ground. There is no wasting time. There is no having made mistakes. There is no shoulda, woulda, coulda done it differently. There is none of that. There is none of that, because everything's now. All of your power is right now. And the power that you have now is because of what you've lived before, and it's all good. Want to talk about something specific, or did you get that?
I got that.
Yeah.
And it relates.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And I did want to say that I wanted to say hi to Jerry, because when 555 comes around, I feel like he says hi.
Yeah. He liked that. For a long time, he woke Esther up for 444, for 555, for 666, for 7. No, there's none of that. Even 666. But he liked that. He liked that a lot.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like for the first time, I'm really hearing him. And what you said to the other gentleman about the people when they make their transition, I'm just now starting to hear my mom, because I feel like I'm looking for her where she is now.
Yeah. And you know, she's up to date on everything that you're asking for, and she's vortex focused. She never did like it when you complained. And she really is not having any of it now. She's incapable. That's the thing about non-physical. Non-physical is incapable of suffering needlessly. You can't get sick enough to help sick people get well, or poor enough to help poor people be prosperous, or confused enough to help confused people be clear-minded. In other words, and the source within you knows all of that and is all of that and is calling you. And you're not wrong if you're not there, but your inner being is not going to join. Do you know the only reason that you could even have negative emotion is because your inner being doesn't go to those places that you go? Your inner being doesn't worry. Your inner being doesn't see that as wrong. And so when you do, you cause a separation, is too strong a word, but you cause a disturbance in the force. Yeah. So the very negative emotion that you feel is your evidence that your inner being is with you, but focused on where you're going, not on where you think you are. Yeah?
Yep.
Very good.
Thank you.
Very good. Yeah. Very good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Last year was my first seminar. I came here. I came to the hot seat. Since that moment, I keep seeing Jerry on my mind wearing an orange hat.
Yeah.
And I said,
He wore hats all the time, yeah.
Yeah. And I said, why I keep seeing him like that? He's not talking or saying anything. And today, he whispered in my ear, like, be playful. Be playful, and you're going to go to the hot seat, and you're going to ask Abraham about their definition of being playful.
Well, think about what it feels like when you feel playful. There's nothing serious going on. It's interesting. It expands. Everybody gets in on it. It's maybe the epitome of the art of allowing. If you've decided to be playful, you've decided to take it easy, to not be serious, to not be worried. If you've decided to be playful, that's why our friend wants to be a comedian. Playful is fun. Jerry was very playful. Jerry is very playful. Esther said, how can we have been together so long and you keep making me laugh every day over something? In other words, he sort of lived to catch her in that.
He is so here right now.
Yeah. Anybody else spotting him? Oh, he's always around. Yeah. It's nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.